If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Okay, so let's start for the today's session. Our today's agenda is to cover the organization structure regarding sales, shipping, and billing. Okay, as you can see from my uh, presentation screen. So today we will be discussing about the sales and distribution structure, what are internal structure for sales order processing, and overall structure of what we can see in sales and distribution model. So before we start, let us revise what we have covered in our earlier topic. In our brief overview session regarding sales and distribution model, we have seen right from inquiry, quotation, sales orders, delivery, and billing, how the end-to-end order to cash scenario process works, right? So,
Yep.
so for creating inquiry, right from inquiry, we were entering some details like sales organization, distribution channel, division, and so on, right? So basically, before any sales process takes place, we have to create an enterprise structure for XYZ client or company, right? So enterprise structure is nothing but the organization structure or the hierarchical element which defines the structure of a company. Like we have a corporate office, branch office, sales, head office, manufacturing plant, and so on. So basically, everything will stand on a structure, then we can map it in the SPRO path accordingly. So before we start with the organization structure introduction, what all things we can cover in this structure are like client, company code, sales area. Sales area is nothing but the sales organization, distribution channel, and division. Together, all these three things are included in the sales area. Then we have a plant, shipping point, loading point, and so on. An internal sales structure is nothing but the sales office, sales group, and salesperson working in it. So I will just share my Excel sheet. Last time I have shown you these definitions. Let's revise it again. Company code, right? It is nothing but an organization unit which is responsible for external financial transactions which happens in the company. Then we have a sales organization. It is nothing but a unit which is responsible for all the sales related processes which occurs in the company. So we have to define company code, we have to define the sales organization. Then comes the distribution channel, nothing but the way of the goods which will be sold to the customers or the strategy to distribute the products in the market, like online, wholesale, retail, or in dealership way. Then we have a division. It is nothing but the range or the group of product line. Basically, we have to group the products which are working or which behave similar in nature. Okay, like I've shown you, I've shown you the example of the pharmaceutical structure in which we have pediatric division of products. Then we have insulin, another group of products. We have antibiotic, another group of products, and so on. Then we have a sales line. Sales line is nothing but a combination of sales or and distribution channel. In many of the organization, when the SAP structure is mapped in SPRO path, they will just say, hey, what is your sales line? So at that time, we should remember that it is nothing but the combination of sales org and distribution channel. Then the sales area, the foremost important part which we enter while creating inquiry, quotation, sales order, and so on. At that time, we enter the sales area. It is nothing but the combination of sales org, distribution channel, and division. Then we have a sales office, which is the physical location where group of people work together. And under the sales office, we have a group of people within it for carrying out different activities. This group sales group we have to define in the SPRO path. Then we have a plant, which is nothing but the physical location where we will be manufacturing the goods from raw material to the finished one. And under ship plant, we have the shipping point where the physical location of processing of goods takes place. And in shipping point, we can further classify the storage location where the actual goods will be stored within the plants and so on. So this is nothing but the definitions of each and every minute structure. All the structure need to be mapped in SQL path. Then only we will be able to proceed further for creation of sales orders and so on. So this we will be mapping it in the SQL path right now.
Okay. I was about to ask you that what needs to be assigned to who,
Yes,
so
yes.
that and
Yes, yes.
then like
Right.
the
So
parent-child relation that we.
right, right. So we will be seeing this in the Aspero part. So I'm entering the Aspero transaction, and in the IMG part, you will find here the enterprise structure. In structure, if you expand the node further, you will find here definitions. The first and the foremost thing, what you can say from the ASAP methodology, the project preparation phase, let's say, has been completed. Then in the business blueprint, you have discussed with your client about the as is and to be process. If any site assessment has been done and if any gap analysis has been identified, accordingly, you will be noting them. And if in case any standard way is not working, then you will move out for the customization process. So everything is done now in the realization phase. We will be actually mapping all those structure in Aspero path. So let's suppose this is then the development system, and in that we will be now defining each and everything. So from the financial point, you might be already aware about how the company code, credit control area is being defined and assigned. But let's begin from the financial accounting only. Now already I have prepared one demo structure here. We will be using this just for the practicing purpose. And later, if you want to go much depth into this, or you want to dig some more things, then you can again create your own enterprise structure and you can practice it. Okay. So, but for the time being, we will use these ones. So
Okay.
yeah. So let's begin from defining company. So, and SAP best practices like we have to use the standard one, and by selecting it, we have to create a new one as a copy as, right? Always we have to follow the standard practice. What happens sometimes people use the standard company code sales or, and they try to edit it and create the structure. But SAP recommends that you have to copy the standard one and create your new one. Okay. So please note this point whenever you will be creating or defining or assigning those things. Always use the standard one, copy it and rename it according to your Z or Y terminologies. So now while creating company, we can just create a new entry here. We will be entering, let's take 5500 as a company. This is your Sunzar Pumps Private Limited. The company, let's put Sunzar Pumps. I'm just entering some random address, PO box number, postal code. Country, let's take US. Language key is Indian, currency is. Okay. So after entering those details, let's save it. We'll create a new TR here. Demo structure. This is our transport request number. Once the data is saved, let's go back. So do you want me to explain about the terminologies of company also? Company is nothing but the organizational unit which will help to
No,
group
I mean,
several company codes into one.
Yeah, I mean, so the core, obviously, as I've told you that, I have the understanding of that. What I want to know was that, so the company code and sales org, right? Aren't
Yes.
they like the same on the organization level?
Yeah, I will be showing you as we move forward. Okay.
Okay.
Just give me a few minutes. I will be going to what you can say, cover those points also in this session. But let's quickly map these things so that when we have done with the enterprise structure, we will be at least be able to create a sales order with our new enterprise structure. That's why. So I will use
Got it.
this. We do a copy as. We rename it to our company code, currency GST. We will be using this update. Let's the financial variant for yes, it's V3, I think. Jan to December. I'm using most of the standard things only. K3, K4. Most of the things have been renamed. Okay, let's take for the time being V3. Okay. Let's copy it. Let's save it. We'll go back. The credit control area, which is responsible for all the credit related activities. Then we have company code. Let's take the standard one. Do a copy as. These entries are available. You might have also set up these things in your earlier
Yeah.
assignments, right?
Yep. It's good
Yeah.
that, going through again, just a
Yeah.
refresher.
Just I will put some random address. The time. Go back again. So I will be covering only the essential points which will be required for setting up. Now from the financial activity, we have defined company, credit control area, and company code. Okay. Now let's move to controlling part. The controlling area. I think for this, we will be requiring some setup from the general account assignment point of view. Let's quickly move to financial accounting new. Here in the financial accounting new, global parameters will be required. And along with that, will be required chart of accounts, right?
Yeah.
So let's copy this. Do I rename as chart of account? Auto creation. Save it. Go back. Assign this to company code. We will do quickly assignment also here. The company code is not by SP. Check this one. Company code is not by SP. Already it has been assigned. Let's check details. We have a company of 500. Chart of account is 5,000. Variant we have used is V3. And credit control area is 5. The time being, I'm just entering the random details. Go back. Lectures, as of now, we will not require it. Coming back to our main screen again, entering controlling area. Let's go back again to the position. Let's search for the area. Already it is there, so we will create a new one. We will create with reference to our company code. Okay. Controlling area has the same controlling code. Okay. Currency type we will keep as it is. And let's save the data. So yes, go back again. Yeah, so from financial point, these two nodes have been completed. Now let's jump to the main sales and distribution part. Okay, so here in the sales and distribution node, the first and the foremost thing is the sales organization. Like I've mentioned, it is the selling entity or the organization unit which will be responsible for our sales and service. So let's double click here. We will define it. So for defining, you can use any reference or directly, if in case you want to create a new entry, you can create it. Let's create a new entry here itself. We'll be using the same company code as our sales org here, what we have defined here for the demo purpose. Enter the description. And from the rebate perspective, here is the check. Actually, for rebate, we have three checks which are asked, or you can say the things which ones have to quickly review if in case any rebate is active or not. So the prerequisite rebate checkpoints is at the sales org level. We have a rebate check at billing type level and even at the customer master level. Okay, so these are the prerequisite for the rebate checks.
And so which one takes the priority in all that?
All three matters a lot while calculating the rebate process. You will have, if in case any customer you want to have a rebate activate for him, you have to apply the customer master check. Obvious for billing, you will have those check, and at the sales org level. So all these three parameters will be taken into consideration. So if in case you want to activate, you can just have a tick mark here. Other sort of details are not required from this screen. Yeah, from sales or calendar point of view, the HR person will be responsible for creating the factory calendar for you. As of now, if you click on the more option, you can select the generic one. Let's check. Let's use this generic one on the 01. Someone have created Z also.
So is it the same thing, plant calendar and that factory calendar?
Yes, yes. So even about the factory calendar, or you can say plant calendar is nothing, but you will find these prerequisite checks at sales org level. You will find at plant level and also at the shipping point level. So as we move forward, we will be seeing those radio check buttons. Okay, so you have find out it in the sales org level one. So I'm using just for now the standard one. Okay, then we will enter the details. Postal code length must be 6. Yes. California. So I'm good to save now.
Yep.
So we will be capturing it in the same transport request. The sales organization been saved. So let's go back. Now comes the distribution channel. As I said, this is nothing but the way how you want to distribute or sell the goods. We have direct sales, wholesale, retail, and so on. Just we have to make sure that the more we keep the organization structure simple, steady, or in a lesser way, it will be much more beneficial from the reporting or costing point of view. If in case you have an organization structure very complex, like 3-4 sales orgs, 4-5 company codes, thousands of plants, it makes the reporting costing much more complex, right? So we should avoid the minimum way as much as possible. So now we will be using two distribution channel here, like the direct sell, and you can take wholesale as you wish. So from the structure point of view, I was using distributor way and direct sales. So let's create it here itself. You can click on new entries and you can just straight away go with distribution channel BN, which is nothing but the distributor, and another one is the direct sell. I'm using G as a nomenclature. Any random nomenclature you can use. Here we go. We have saved it. Okay. Any doubt till then now?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So after distribution channels, we have a division, but you will not find it in this node. You have to go back to the logistic general, and in that you will find define plant, and below that you will find define division. Okay. So just double click on it, define division. So division is nothing but grouping of products. So from our demo structure point of view, we'll be using complete package and spares. So let's quickly enter here the division BN, which will be defining the complete package. Then comes the spare parts. I've taken this example from the manufacturing perspective. I think the same case already there. Let's check. I will not save this. Go back one step. Position BN. Someone have used it. So let's make some different. 1B package. 1C as spares. Yeah. 1B and 1C. Okay. So we have saved the division here. Let's go back. Again, jump to the sales and distribution node. You will find here the sales office, the group of people working or carrying out the activities. So from the enterprise structure, I'm using 3 sales office here: Germany, US, and India. Let's define all of them. Let me check if same nomenclature exists. No. So we can just directly jump to GE01, which is sales office Germany. We'll choose some random region here. Then we jump to next US office. You have some what you can say length issue here. So make sure in your live project those are taken into consideration.
Okay.
We can increase it in the customized way, but for the timing I'm using this one. And this is straight. So, last one in this. Okay. So here we go. We have saved the sales office. We are going back again. Then we'll maintain some sales group. Okay. I have some random sales group here. I will just directly go here, copy those all three quickly, and their descriptions. Let's save it. So in this way, from the sales and distribution node, we have completed the sales org, distribution channel, sales office, and sales group, right? So in the logistic general now, we will define plant. Okay. Plant is actually defined by the consultant. For practice purpose, will either you can copy as, or you can straight away go for the new entries. So for plant, I will be using US plant. So 5500. So here, from the manufacturing perspective, let's assume like Sulzerpam USA will be having the manufacturing authority to manufacture the goods, and the other two sales office will be just doing the selling part. They will not manufacture. Okay.
Okay.
So as I mentioned, the factory calendar you can see at the plant level also, right?
Yep.
So you can use the same one which we have used in the sales org level. Here quickly we will enter the same details again.
So in this scenario, so the factory calendar, right? If it's on the sales order or something like that, and if it's a different one which is assigned to the sales org level,
No,
which
usually
one
they,
takes it?
yeah, usually they will follow the same process. As I've mentioned now, like USA will be the manufacturing plant, right? So US sales or the Sulzer Pumps USA will be having the factory calendar at plant level, shipping level, and at the sales org level, the unique one. Otherwise, what will happen if you if some customer places an order to you, okay, in Sulzerpam USA? So the requirement will be transferred to the MRP, right? So at that time, what will happen if in case it gets diverged from the factory calendar, which is mentioned at the sensor A and at the plant level B? So they will not be able to do the calculation which is required actually for the lead time calculation or the transportation lead time or replenishment lead time calculation. So these calendars also play a crucial role there. So most probably we'll be using the unique one at all the three places.
Okay.
Okay. Save it. So in this way, we have defined the plant. Okay. Already we have defined the division. Now let's jump to the third node, which is the logistics execution. Okay. Here, from the perspective, you have the shipping point. Even the sales and distribution consultant can make or create this shipping point. Then we have loading point. But as of now, we will be focusing on the shipping point. So we'll quickly define the shipping point. You can straight away go with the new entries. So from the Excel point of view, I will be using 5500 as a shipping point. See here you can see the factory calendar, right? So we'll be using the unique one. Now in the shipping point, you can see here there is some determination of load time. The how much time it will take to ship the goods from the manufacturing location to the end customer site. So all these are the permutation combination which will be taken into consideration if in case we are maintaining these minute parameters here. Okay. Same goes with the determination of peak pack time. Let's suppose you have manufactured the goods from raw material or you have converted the raw material into the finished goods. Now, how much time is required once you have finished, you have made the goods, right? It will be stored at some storage location level, right? So the warehouse team will pick those goods, will bring back to the storage location. They will pick it, pack it. So some time will get consumed. So how much time is required here? You can also define it at the shipping point level. So most of the
So,
time, yeah.
sorry, just a question over here. I mean, a little bit confused about like what's the difference between this shipping time and then the movement type, right? Because in the movement type, you also see they want to pick it up, but they want to keep the stock a little bit, hold the stock. I don't know if I'm confusing in the wrong way, but I've seen it over there during the goods receipt.
Okay. No, if you are focusing from the shipping point, the process which requires to load the goods into the truck in order to dispatch it to the end customer. So we will be calculating it, calculating based upon the prerequisite which is mentioned here. Okay. So the pick pack time is nothing but the time required to actually pick the goods, pack it. So we have a relevant calculation method here. Whether you want to have a route dependent calculation for shipping, whether it is independent, or you want to straight away go with the shipping point only. I will be showing you at the storage location level also. But for the time being, let's assume that from the shipping point only, we will be considering the calculation part. In what you can say live scenarios, there might be chances that business want to determine it, uh, what you can say, from the route, maybe from the shipping, or they want some customization. So in our earlier project, we had some customization where the routes were getting determined in a customized way, and the calculation time which is required actually to pick pack goods were also being customized. So in some cases, the standard point of determination does not affect the customer, what you can say, the requirement. So they may go for the customization. But for the time being, and even most of the scenarios where customers opt for the standard way, we will be using in our demo scenario. So let's suppose for the time being, we are using the shipping point as a C to calculate. I will be showing you how this will be impacting at the later stage when we will be calculating the replenishment lead time, or you can see the delivery scheduling time. At that time, I will again jump to this shipping point calculation. For the time being, let's check the C as an option here. Okay. And even for the
Right.
load time, we'll be using the C as an option default from the shipping point. Let's save it. Let's enter this menu details. Yeah, there are chances that it may get diverge from the actual way, what we can see from the standard SAP point of view. But it's all naturally depends upon how customer needs. Yes. Continue. Save it. So in this way, we have defined the shipping point. Let's save the changes. Okay. So from the logistic execution, we have defined the shipping point. Now, in order to store the goods, whether it's a raw material which will be ordering from the vendor, or maybe the finished goods, we need some storage location to be defined, right? So storage location is defined in the material management node. Here you can see the maintain storage location. So now here system will ask you, what is your plant? So we have to enter your plant, like we have 5500, right? So here, if I just expand it, you have a storage location under which you have a plant under which you will be defining your storage location. So you can straight away go with the inventories. So now from the enterprise structure, I will be using this GE01, or I will use USA plan. Storage location. Now you have to select it. You have to go here. Then you have to again click on new entries. You can give some what you can say, the counter type or the range value in the sequence way. And again, the same details which we have entered at the shipping point level, we have to enter at the storage level also. Same. save it in the same transcript requests. So in this way, we have defined the major things what all required from the sales and distribution perspective. Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's jump to the definition part, and in this I will be covering your answers. Okay. So first of all, we will go for the financial accounting. Here you can see the assignment of company code to company. Okay. So let's go to the position. Our company code was 55 SP. So already the company has been assigned to the company code. We'll move back. It's auto assignment. Now here let's check the company code 55 SP. Has been assigned to our credit control area. Not sure. Other things are not mandatory from for the time being now. Let's jump to the controlling part. We have to assign the company code with the controlling area. Position. Controlling area was 55002 55 SP. Jump here. New index. The company code is 55 SP. So here comes and saving it. Go back. Okay. So now jumping to the sales and distribution mode. Okay. So now I will be answering your questions from the assignment perspective. Okay. So first assignment is regarding the sales organization to the company code. Let's open this node. Go to position. Let's check whether we have any sales organization. Yeah. So this is your sales organization, right? So we have to define here your company code 5500. I'm pressing enter button. System has accepted this. Company code is our 55 SP, sorry. So Japan USA, right? So let's save it. So I will go back again. So we were doing the assignment part, right? So now in the assignment section, in sales and distribution, I will click on this node. I will go to the position. I will search for my sales org. And after entering, you can see here, I've entered the company code, right? So sales org has been assigned to the company code. Now in the Word document, I will explain it. Since we are doing the assignment part, so from the standard perspective, what SAP recommends, the relation between the company code and sales org is one-to-many. That is, I will explain that is one code can have many sales org, but vice versa is not possible. Okay. So if anybody asks you like what is the relation between the company code and sales org is one-to-many, you can straight away answer this. This is the only one point which you wanted to ask me, right?
Yeah. I just want to like ask like the parent-child relation between these assignments.
Yes, right. So this is the assignment point of view which we have to remember. Like whenever you will do the assignment of sales org to company code, make sure that one company code can have many sales org, but from the other perspective, one sales org should be assigned to one company code.
So when the sales org is assigned to company code, right? Everything else is driving from it from the sales org level, like the division, the segment, and
Correct, absolutely correct. Like you might have already know that from the financial perspective, the most important hierarchical organization is your company code, right? So from the sales and distribution, it's the sales org which will be driving all the hierarchical structure. Like for the MM, we have purchasing, or for production planning, we have plant, and so on. So from the sales and distribution perspective, it is this the sales org which will be driving further all the hierarchical structure.
Okay.
So the second, so I will just save it and go back. Now the second assignment comes about the distribution channel to the sales org, right? So I will just
Sorry,
quickly.
just a question over here for me. So as far as like, so in this scenario, we haven't used like the business area, the functional area, things like that, right?
No, we
Is
haven't
that
used it.
also possible that we assign sales org on that level too?
Yes, see, if I go back one step, you will see here the business area upon assignment, right? So if
Yeah.
so from the business area perspective for reporting and any other P&L like profit and loss calculation, if in case you want, you can assign those business area stuff if required. So you can define the business area, then you can assign it to your sales area level, like the sales or distribution channel and division. But for the time being, since business area will not be required in our what you can say end-to-end scenarios, so that's why I've avoided the business area. But from the business area perspective, it's very clear. You have to define, you have to assign it at the plant or sales area level as it is. There is no relation between if in case you have one business area and it should be assigned to one sales area specific only and so on. You can assign it according to way you want.
Got it.
Okay. So now I will be going to the distribution channel and sales org assignment. I will quickly search for my sales org. There is no, so I will straight away go for the assignment. My sales org is 5500 and my distribution channel is 1B and 1C. Okay. So there are two assignments here. Again, I will enter 5500 and 1C. This is a demo system. Everything is predefined here.
So obviously, when I'll do my assignments, I'll try to define, everything by myself.
Yes,
But
definitely.
maybe once I do the assignment, then I'll go in more detail about the the fields in this assignment and all this, because I think that the book that you recommended, right?
Mhm.
In that book, I will get more understanding of the specific fields and what's driving what. You know.
Okay. From
So
okay.
is it mandatory to like know all the fields, because I know like for example the one that you just told me about the rebate check,
Yeah, those stuff.
things like that.
Yes, definitely. Those stuff will be required to have a what you can say a check. So from sales org perspective, details. Yeah. See, the currency is foremost important thing. Without currency, your sales org will not get drive further, right?
Yeah.
So other what you can say the fields you can see here the text name letter header text you can use it but from the customized point of view. Okay, all these things are required if in case you want to do some customization to some level or at that time these fields will be required. But from the standard perspective, uh, you can see I have ignored it, right? Only things which are recommended or required to drive the order to cash scenario I have mentioned here. Yeah, but if in
Yeah.
case you want to go much more depth, then you can obviously use the F1 help or the book if in case you want to dig in much more in detail. But from the
Yeah, so
standard,
the reason I was asking is because because in my company they have already implemented it, right?
okay,
So for the customizations or anything like that they want to do, just for my understanding, I might come back to ask you a technical question. So I just giving
yeah,
you a heads up
definitely,
that it's okay to do that.
sure, definitely, you can ask. If in case they are going to do some customization, then it is a great chance for you to have to get some much more details from this test system. You can even test it here.
Yeah.
You will
And what
get
I'll
some.
do is that, I will have like a knowledge transfer sessions with the SD person too.
Okay.
because I've already told them that, I'm taking a training so that I understand the hierarchy of the company too, so that if in case something I couldn't grab it, then you can explain me in detail that this
Yeah.
is how they're doing.
Okay. So, do you got to know anything by chance whether in your existing project, whether they are fully doing to have the setup for customization, or some part will be customization and some part will be standard one? Usually, some companies opt 50% customization and 50% standard, but some
Yeah.
go with full customization only.
Yeah. So right now, as I've joined this new company, I told you Harley Davidson, what they have a very complex structure in the sense of like intercompany transactions, and they also implementing this STO
Okay.
standard class, this
Yes.
implementation in the Thailand plant. And so, I mean, I'm not heavily involved on the SD area because they already know that I don't know much, but I do more on the, like the finance side, finance SD integration side. For example, I was doing the customization on the pro forma invoice, the layouts. Sometimes they usually, there is a testing going on and there's a defect for that testing.
Okay.
They asked me to look into that, sometimes I have to go into the pricing conditions and, look into it and see how the calculations are working or not. So things, just obviously, I don't have much understanding about it, but I can join, the dots and connect
Yes,
with
yes,
it and try
definitely.
to understand it.
Even I will
Because
be
I
sure.
have, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, continue, continue.
No, it's like because I don't have, obviously I have the core understanding of how the finance work, right?
Okay.
So it's not a rocket science for me right now.
Yeah, I will
But
be.
obviously, yeah,
Yeah, if in case you in your new company, if in case they are using the STO process, IPO process, third party or intercompany, I will be giving you basic details how the process end to end flows, what all configuration checkpoints are required. Even if in case they are opting for customization, this training will be covering all the standard perspective, which will surely cover all your doubts, and even the standard perspective, which will help you to, what you can say, go through your org level checkpoints. It will help you a
right,
lot if in case you go with the basic configuration which are required, then you can easily map it in your new sales organization system.
yeah,
So
that
do
would be
not
great.
worry. Yeah, I will be covering those also. Let me quickly add those distribution channel. I think it didn't get saved. So we were doing the assignment part. Now we will jump to the second node, which is assignment of distribution channel to the sensor. I will just quickly enter the new entries. My sensor is 5500. Division is 1B. 550 with 1C. Okay. So I'm just linking the sensor with the distribution channel as a distributor, and even for the direct sale. Just imagine if in case you have thousands of distribution channel, then the list will go on and on, right?
Yeah,
So we must make sure that the distribution channel is limited up to 5, 6, or 8 levels. More than that, then it will become a complex structure.
so distribution channels and plants, they're different entities, like in the sense of like operation wise.
Yes, operation wise obvious. Plant is thing where you will be actually manufacturing the goods, but distribution channel is nothing but the channel through which you will be selling the goods. Like in the Amazon portal, which is online, right? You can buy a refrigerator, or what you can say, the other electronic items from Amazon. Even you can buy it from the shop. So based upon your decision whether you want to buy it online or you want to straight away go to the shop and buy it. So the distribution channel definition works from that perspective.
Okay,
So,
okay. So it's just a domain where you basically get the product.
yes, definitely. The channel, the medium. Now the distribution channel and sensor assignment part. Okay. So distribution channel to sensor assignment. So here the relationship is many to many. Like you can assign many distribution channel to many sensor or many sensor to many distribution channel, vice versa. Okay, there is no restriction by SAP for the assignment between the distribution channel to sensor. You can assign many sensor to many sensor or distribution channel and many distribution channel to many sensor. Okay. Then comes the third part, which is the assignment of division to sensor. Let's straight away go to the new entries. My sensor is 5500 and my division is PN and G. Then I will enter the second entry with G. I think we have made some changes, right? I will not
Yeah.
save it. Let's go back to the division, the logistic general division, define. I use 1B and 1C here also. Division. So I'm using the same. So usually I have kept this same. Again, jump back to sales or distribution channel inventories. Once okay. Complete package and spells, right? So
Yep.
this assignment has been done. Now here the relationship between division to sensor. It's again many to many. Okay, you can assign many division to many sensor to many division. No restriction here also. Going back again to the assignment part. Now comes the famous setup sales area, right? It's a combination of sensor, distribution channel, and division. You can straight away go to the new entries. Our sensor is 5500. Then our distribution channel is again the common one, 1B, and the division is also 1B. Then we have 5500 again with 1C and 1C, right? Let's suppose if in case you have 1,000 distribution channels and 1,000 divisions, so you can see, you can just imagine how many entries you will have to make here, right?
For sure. Yeah.
So we have made the setup of sales area. For setup sales area, there is no linkage. We have just made the combination of all above three. Then comes the sales
So
office
you
to yeah.
so the thing that you're setting up, right? So like when it says direct sale
Mhm.
and the things like that, what are the different things that they use usually? Direct sales means like,
Direct sales mean, let's suppose you want to buy a refrigerator from XYZ shop. You will just go there. You will ask the salesperson, "Hey, I want to buy a refrigerator." They will show you the different refrigerator. If in case you have selected the one, you can just straight away go do the payment, and they will ship the refrigerator to your what you can say home address. That's it. It's a direct sale.
got it.
Retailer, there are chances if in case suppose you have a big organization and you have some dealers, so you will not be selling to the end customer, but you will be selling it to your retailer or the wholesaler. Then the wholesaler or the retailer will sell it to their end customers and so on. So it depends upon business
Got
to
it.
business. So we will jump to the fifth assignment, which is the assignment of sales office to the sales area. We can just directly maintain those entries here. 5500. 1B, 1B. I have a sales office, which is Germany. Again, regulator 5500. 1B, 1B for US. Since this assignment is 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 5500. 1B, 1B. Sales office ING. Okay, we have to enter the other combination. 1C, 1C. Okay, so we have made the 6 combinations. We will save it in the same PR list. So we have made the assignment of sales office to sales area. So here also there is no restriction between the relation between sales office to sales area. Now we will jump to the sales group to sales office. You can assign n number of things in case you have. So these are the sales office of it, and those are the salespersons. I will just map one is to one. Okay. So for Sulzerbaum Germany, your contact person will be Henry. For USA, it's Floyd, and for India, it's Singh. Okay. I'll capture it in the same TR. Going back again. Now comes the famous node, which is the assignment of sales line, which is nothing but sales org and distribution combination, right? As per our definition, sales line. Few minutes back, I told you about the combination of sales org and distribution channel, sales line, and assignment with plant. So I will just click it.
Plant, right.
So here also there is no restriction. You can assign it as you want. Straight away go with the new entries. Your sales org, your distribution channel, and your plant is 5.00. Again, your distribution sales org, distribution channel is 1C, then 5.00. Right? Simple assignment. You can save it. Okay. No issue, no restriction with the relationship here. Then comes the financial perspective, where we will map the sales area to the credit control area, right? So here we will search for the position 5500 with distribution channel 1B. Now here our credit control area, let's search from the upper end, it's 5500. I think we have not renamed it, but it's sure it's 5500. And another is for the 1C combination. We'll just save it. Here we complete.
They all need to be assigned.
Sorry.
They all need to be assigned to one credit control area, right? So it's a one relation to many.
Yes.
Sales area, right?
Yes. Sales area to credit control area. Okay. So in sales and distribution, we have covered the sales org to company code, distribution channel to sales org, division to sales org. We have set up the sales area. Then to the sales area, we have mapped the sales office. Then to the sales office, we have mapped the sales group. Then we have assigned the sales line to the plant. And then we have assigned the sales area to the credit control area. This completes the sales and distribution. Now let's jump to the logistic general. So here you can see there is some assignment between plant and company code, right? So here again, there is a restriction with the relationship. Our company code is 55 SD with plant 5500. Right? So I will just save it quickly.
Okay.
So I will jump to the Word document. Here the
So
relationship.
plant is not driving from the sales org?
No.
It's coming straight from the company code area.
Yes, from the company code. So here, plant to plant, the relationship is many to many. You can assign many plants to many company code.
Many.
Okay.
And to complex it a little bit, it can be, you can define the intercompanies and all that.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So going back, then we have next assignment in the logistics execution. Okay. Here we have defined our shipping point, right? We will assign it to the plant. Taking time. Yeah. So here you will see some different scenario, right? Not like the before where we had the straightforward to add the entries. Here you will have to do a control F. You will have to find your shipping point. Let's check what was our shipping point. You defined 5500. So let's check 5500. System shows you number of hits like one entry, right? Suzalpam USA. You have to double click it. Okay, you have to place a cursor here and then you have to go to the assignment. Okay.
Yeah.
So system will pop up our second screen wherein it will be showing you the number of plants through which you can do the assignment of shipping point to plant. So as you can see, one shipping point can be assigned to many plants, right? So here straight away you can see right shipping point to plant assignment is many to many. Okay. So here we are interested in doing the assignment to our plant. So we'll scroll down a little bit. You can see here Sundarpam shipping point, right? I will just tick on it and you will just say continue or copy. Okay. Once the assignment is done, you have to just save it in the same tier structure. Okay. So we have done the assignment in the logistic execution. Now let's do the assignment of what you can say. There was some story location also we have defined, right? For the time being, story location is not necessary because we have to again define the purchasing or from the perspective. Okay, so here the SAP has not given you the options, but from the financial perspective, we have assigned the company code to company code to controlling area. Then from the controller's perspective, we have assigned the company code to controlling area. Then in the logistic execution, we have assigned plant to company code, right? Since we have not defined any business area, so no issue in jumping to this second and third node. Then in the sales and distribution, we have assigned the respect to sales org to the concern company code, distribution channel division, and so on. Okay. So in this way, we have completed the sales and distribution also. In the logistic execution, since we had the shipping point plan.
What's the importance of the storage area? Sorry.
Storage area.
Yeah.
Storage area is only the thing which will be coming under the warehouse management, wherein under this particular storage location, you will be having a storage area. In that storage area, we'll be having a storage section, storage unit, or storage type sections. So it will be coming under the hierarchy point.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Let's suppose you have a different group of products. So under storage location, let's suppose which are coming under the the medicine part, like some storage area needs some minimum temperature to be maintained for the medicines. So those under those classification, the storage area can be bifurcated.
Got it.
Okay. So we have done the assignment part here. Okay. So we have defined the org level structure. Then we have assigned it as and when required from the what you can say the standard point of view. Okay. So here you will see that the factory calendar will be coming under the HR plate. The financial point will be coming under the financial consultant, and from the sales and distribution perspective, you will be only stick with the sales or distribution channel, office, and sales. More, if in case required, then you will just define the shipping point, loading point, to some extent. And in the logistic general point, we will be doing the definition, defining an assignment of plant and division. Okay. The rest of the
Yeah.
things will be assigned by the respective consultants. So in this way, we have done the assignment and definition. Uh, let's jump quickly to the PowerPoint presentation. So we under the clients, we have defined the company code, sales area, plant, shipping points, loading points. For the timing, we have not defined, but it is nothing but the time taken for loading the goods under one shipping point. Then we have internal sales structure for the sales office, sales group, and salesperson. We will be going through this at the later stage when we will be doing some customer master creation. Okay. Moving
Okay.
to next slide, it is nothing but the internal sales structure is classified between the sales office, sales group, and the salesperson working under the above two hierarchies. So here the question which came across, like why we have not defined the plant under the sales org. From this PPT, you can see the classification, how it has been done. You have a client. The client comes under the company code. Company code, you have, there is a direct assignment between the sales org and company code, right?
Yeah.
So this box, which is in yellow color, you can see this is a sales area where you can see the mapping of sales org to distribution channel, sales org to distribution channel through this node. And this sales area, you can see it's coming direct under the plant section, right? You can see here, we have defined
Yep.
here. Let me again take you to this node. In the assignment section, in the sales and distribution, we have defined the sales of distribution channel to plant, right? So same
Right.
has been described in this PPT. And under the company code, you will find the plant. So this is the hierarchy which SAP recommends, and we have to follow in the same way. Any doubt in this slide?
No, not up till now.
Okay. Then the sales office has been further bifurcated in the western sales, eastern sales. As and when required by the business, you can have a number of hierarchies, and there is sub classification as you want. Okay. So in this PPT, they have illustrated with there is one sales office of US. It is classified into the western and eastern. Then again in the western, you have many things. Okay.
Right.
So they have defined the salesperson 1, 2, 3, and so on. The more you make the complex, it is very difficult to handle it at the later stage. So here you can see again the structure of the distribution, how it has been working. So we have a client and company code, and under the company code you will have a plant. So here in the PPT they have used two plants, P100 and P101. And under one plant they have a shipping point for the rail, sorry, and for the another they have made through express and freight. You can just relate it in the live business scenario. And under this shipping point, which is the rail dock, they have loading point with nomenclature A, B, and C. Okay. Any doubt in this slide? Yeah.
No, it's pretty clear. So I was also thinking that once I start practicing it, will it be beneficial also that we discuss about different scenarios in your experience that you have experienced, right? That
Yes, yes.
some companies do their org structure like this and the
Yes.
reason behind it.
Okay.
And like just to discuss also like a complex scenario in the sense, it will help me out in like thinking analytically in the sense so that I have more understanding about this is how it can be done too.
Definitely. I was working for one of the client which was basically belonging to oil and technology field. Okay. So they had several company codes based upon the regions. Okay. Region based company codes were there. So obviously, for let's suppose we have a US, we have a European region, we have Asia Pacific, right?
Yeah.
So for each company code, under each company code, you had your respective sales ops, right? Under company code. So under sales org, they had the distribution channels. They had 5 distribution channel like oil and gas. Then they had the general uh, and so on. Basically, what I wanted to recommend from the previous experience, they had 5 distribution channels. Okay. Then they had the same 5 distribution division also, in order to make the system more steady and more relevant to what you can say, do the further processing or the enhancement. They have kept 5 distribution channels and 5 divisions under one sales org. Okay. And after that, you can have many sales offices, sales group, and so on. And under what you can say, one company code, they had several plants. So some plants may be manufacturing specific, some plants may be just for the storing purpose. Okay, they will not manufacture. Some plants will be dedicated to the sales office only. They'll be doing some, what you can say, let's suppose Mexico is an entity where they will not manufacture the goods, but they will just book the orders from the domestic sales area, and they will transfer those orders via intercompany third party to US plant. So in case they might have a plant, or they might have a small, what you can say, dummy plant also. So there are chances where what you can say, the business will ask, hey, let's suppose I don't have any manufacturing plant, but still I want to create a dummy plant so that I can relate the physical inventory or the actual inventory which is coming in and going out, right? So there are chances that even though you don't have any manufacturing plant, but you can still opt for the dummy plant just for doing the, what you can say, the inventory document calculation purpose.
Okay.
So yeah, if in
Yeah, I
case,
mean, once we'll discuss more scenarios for
yes,
sure. But just I was just thinking, if you can also
okay.
share like
Yeah,
any
definitely.
complex scenario.
As and when, if in case I found, then I will definitely, if in case I remember, I will surely share with you.
Okay.
Okay. So the business area, since we have not defined it for the time being, let's hold it for a moment. Credit control area, which is responsible for the credit activity, which is already we have mapped. Then purchase organization, which is the most, what you can say, hierarchical, from the hierarchical point of view, it is the important part. If in case you want to define it, you can define it at the material management level here. The same way like we have maintained the store location, you can maintain the purchasing, or you can straight away go and create your own org.
Okay. But we will need it, right? Purchase organization.
Yeah, if in case we want to do this scenario from the third party or the vendor perspective, then we will be requiring. For the time being, I will just enter one note here. We have created a dummy purchase organization. We will also do the mapping in the material management assignment part. Purchase organization to the company code. Let's check our purchase organization 5500, and here we will assign our company code 55SP. Purchase organization to the plant. You can straight away go with the new entries. Save it. These assignments are many to many relationships. You can assign as many as required. Then SAP has given standard purchase organization to plant. So for us, anything which is we have defined is standard only. So we can say that yes, we have our plant as standard purchase order only. Then there is further again assignment of purchase to reference purchase organization. Sometimes what people refer, hey, let's suppose I want to capture the details of Germany to USA. So at that time, just refer all the purchasing info from USA to Germany and so on. If in case you want, you can opt it here. You can see some of the assignments here, right?
Yeah.
They have defined some 13 0013 purchase order, and they have referred it with the reference purchase order 14. If you just select it and go to details, nothing but if in case you want to allow the transaction and so on. But as of now, it is not required. Okay, you can see here one more node here, but this is what you can say from the plant SAP PM perspective. If in case you want to do the maintenance part after your goods have been sent to the end customer, you can do the settings here. Okay, for the maintenance of the service part, there is one node provided by SAP. You can use it here. But for the time being, this was the assignment part, how we have defined it from the sales and perspective. There are minute terminologies. If in case you want to go much more in depth, you can use F1 as a help and you can explore it. But from my perspective, if the more thing will come under the sales document part, which will be checking each and every node here in sales and distribution, in sales part, in sales and document, in sales header data. There are many things you can explore it here. I will be covering each and every minute detail. What is the significance of the reference mandatory part? What is the significance of division and so on. But we have time here. Today's section was to just go through or to walk you through the organization structure from the sales perspective. So we have mapped it here. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing I want to check with is that the sales and distribution SD integration points, we know about the finance, we know about the MM, we know about the P. What are the other modules that they sales and distribution touch? Like, I don't know if it touches the HR side, if it touches, other
from
modules.
HR side, we will be requiring the personal areas, right? The PR number, the PERNER numbers, you might have heard. We require the factory calendar. That's it. There is no assignment as such. From the HR perspective, we have mapping between HDMM, HDFI, okay, HD warehouse management. Then we have HDCS. We have HDPP. We have these assignments, or you can say the interface or what all things are required. Because all these are the core modules, right?
And nothing in the BW BI side?
No, as of now, I'm not aware about the BW, about the reporting part. Yeah, like the what you can say in sales order, when you create, you have we have created one sales order, right? 1 second. Let me check. I don't know what was the number. Okay. At the line item level, you have the account assignment type, right? So these all things, minor detail like the business area, the WBS element, profit center. So these all parameters may come under the BW reporting, but actually they have mapping, what you can say, a different way than what we do for the sales and distribution. But I have not heard till now that anything is dependent in this node for the BW mapping.
Got it.
So no need to worry about how we will map SAP SD with BW. Okay. So now, in the last session, you wanted me to explain the entire scenario about how the sales and distribution, after sales and distribution, how the requirement flows to the production planning, and how the material management team gets to know about the information, whether we have to procure it or we have to buy it internally and so on. I wanted to demonstrate to you quickly here. Okay. So I was just preparing here the tab. So from the sales and distribution perspective, we have to create inquiry, right? You just use a thick border. We have to create an inquiry. So based upon the inquiry, if customer, for customer, we will be sending the quotation, the official binding quotation. Once the quotation has been approved or a confirmation has been placed, then we will book the order, right? So we will be creating a sales order. So as soon as we create a sales order, internally system will be checking whether we have a stock available with checking.
But we also create a PO too, right?
Yes, definitely. System will internally check in MMB transaction. I have showed you one transaction, right? MMB, where we
Yeah.
can see the stock at the plant level or at the storage level. Or even we have another transaction, MB52. I will be showing you in some time. But for the time being, let's see that based upon the inquiry, we have created a quotation, and from quotation we have created a sales order. As soon as you have saved the sales order, system will in the backend check whether we have a stock available with us or not. Okay, let's take a simple
Yeah.
scenario now. We have stock available with us. Okay, yes, I will enter here like notation is yes, stock is available. So there is no doubt we will be doing what you can say delivery, right? Straight away delivery
Right.
means uh, we will be using the transaction VL01N, right, to create a delivery with reference to the sales order. Okay, in delivery we will do the picking and packing part, right, which I have showed you in the demo session. I will be showing
Yeah.
you further again just for the time being. I think Excel got hanged. Picking and packing will be done. Okay, you can do picking packing in the change mode, that is the transaction VL02N. Okay, then comes the post good issue, which you have seen, right? Post good issue is nothing but PGI. PGI, you can say
Yeah.
either PGI or post good issue. Okay, once the post good issue is done, then we will be doing the billing part, right? Using the transaction VF01 or 01. Okay, then the final thing comes, which is you will receive the payment. This is the straightforward flow which we have seen in our last session, right?
Is
So
it
now,
possible to do like
Mhm.
something which is like, for example, do picking and packing first and then do delivery, or do
No.
PGI first?
We have a standard way. Unless and until you create a delivery, system will not allow you to do picking packing.
Okay. Because in some scenarios I've seen, like some companies create IR first and then they create GR.
No. I will be covering that in other part now. Just hold on for a
Oh, okay.
moment. I will be covering right
Oh,
now.
sorry.
I know
Sorry.
that you are more much more interested in knowing the part like GRIR. So
No,
this
I
one,
know, but I was just thinking like different scenarios that I came across, right? So I was
okay.
just thinking that maybe there's a dependency on it or not, but you just cleared out that yes, there's a dependency.
Yes. Now let's assume we have no stock, okay, with us. No stock available in our plant.
Yeah.
So I will mark it with the red color now. Okay. So now what happens as soon as you create a sales order, you save it, system will search in the backend whether we have stock available with us or not. If in case no stock, obvious, it will show a red warning and a requirement will be generated. Okay. Requirement generation takes place. Okay. So requirement generation is nothing but you might have heard about the MRP, right? MRP running takes place at the plant level. And how to see whether the requirement has been captured or not, you can see in the transaction MD04. I will be showing you in further sessions how you can view the MD04 requirement once you create your sales order. Okay. So now what happened? System checked this stock. There was no stock available. Automatically a requirement was generated using MRP, or maybe there are some MRP controller guys who will be sitting at the back end. They will get the notification, hey, XYZ stock is not available. Please run the MRP. Those MRP details will be captured in the MD04 transaction. Okay. So now
Right.
here the bifurcation takes place. You might have heard about bill of material, BOM, or bill of material, right?
Yep.
So let's suppose we have a bomb. Bomb is nothing but like a parent-child classification. You can take an example of computer. So you have a desktop, keyboard, mouse, hardware, software devices, the earphones, right? So all these things will come under the child category, and computer,
Yeah.
which is the complete package, it will be acting as a parent. Okay, so
Right.
in bill of material you will see those things, a parent child relationship. You have a parent material which will be having all the billing related condition types, and the child materials will be just for the namesake. They will be available in your sales order, but at the line item level you will find no cost in it. Okay, everything will be booked at the parent level. So now
Right.
let's suppose we had a scenario with bill of material also here. Okay, so what will happen once the MRP is run in the backend? A plan order will be created. Okay, planning will take place. A plan order will be created. You can see the plan order in the transaction MD 11 or 13, the display mode. Okay, so once the plan order is created, okay, system will move on to the creation of production order. I'm just jumping into the PP module now. Okay, the production order is created using transaction, famous transaction CO01. Okay, so in the production order, you will find here the famous BOM routing parts, or you can say task list. You might not have heard about these things, but routing is nothing but how the operations at the customer side or at the manufacturing side will take place. Like the engineer will go, he will do the, what you can say, he will pick the raw material, he will do some furnishing, then he will transfer it to the lathe machine or some automatic bot machine. He will do some inspection, quality checking, and so on. So in this routing section, there are some list of operations have been mentioned. Okay, you can either say a routing or the task list. Okay, so everything will be coming under the production order scenario. Okay, under the production order you will see the routing or the task list. Okay, once the production order has been created, it will be released. Okay, it will be released for further production. Release of order takes place. Okay, and how you can release it? Using transaction CO05N. Okay, once the order is released, there will be some confirmation on it whether yes, for so XYZ material, yes, we will be requiring to do some production planning here. And for confirmation also, there is some transaction, standard transaction, which is CO11N. All these things will be done by the PP guys. Okay, once the order confirmation is done, then your goods will be, what you can say, produced, or the production will take place, and then system will do the quality check. Okay, there will be some quality guys who will be doing some quality check in QA 31 or 32 transaction. Let's check, do the display mode QA 33. Okay, once the quality check has been done, yes, all the production of the goods has been done. Now you can do the production order settlement. Obvious, in the production you will be calculating some cost, right? Production order settlement will be done. Okay, and then the cost to accounting will be posted, or you can say final costing will be done. Final costing will take place. Okay, this is from the PP point of view. Okay, now let's check some another example. Let's suppose there is no stock or there is no raw material available with us. Okay, and we are in the need to buy it from the vendor now. Okay, at that time the perspective picture comes into the place. Like suppose we have created a sales order, and we know that for certain materials in our plant we will be not manufacturing it in our production plant. We will straight away ask the vendor to supply it to us, and then we will be delivering it to our end customer. So what happens at the sales order level, if you have just gone through the sales order at line item level in the scheduling line, you will see here one tab, purchase requisition. Okay, let's suppose you are manufacturing hundreds of refrigerator, but suddenly you have got requirement to manufacture a customized refrigerator, um, for which your team is not capable enough to manufacture. So in market, there might be some customized refrigerators may be available. You can just ask your vendor to directly ship it to your plant location, and from there you will deliver it to your end customer. So basically you are just booking the order, giving some kind of amount to the vendor, and finally you are booking the customer with your cost which you have mentioned in your quotation or the sales order. So now let's suppose, consider the scenario, you are not manufacturing those XYZ kind of material with you. You will be creating a purchase requisition here straight away. Purchase requisition. Okay. Purchase requisition is created with transaction ME51N. In purchase requisition, you will be entering the material quantity and with whom you want to deal those. So obvious it will require some vendor here. Okay, vendor is required here. So based upon purchase requisition, the famous purchase order will be created automatically. If in case there is some checks available, or if in case you want to do manually creation of purchase order, you can do it. And the transaction to do it automatically is ME59N. If in case you want to manually do it, you can use ME21N. Okay, so here you will have your material quantity, vendor, same information will be flown to the purchase order. Once, as soon as you create a purchase order which is PO. Okay, so there are some approvals which need to be taken from some what you can say your manager who will be sitting at the plant level. So there are chances where the purchase order will be going through some check like PR approval or the PO approval. If in case the concerned person approves it, then further the purchase order will be released to the vendor. If in case he disapproves or he rejects, then the purchase order will be set to block, or what you can say at the deletion level. If in case, it depends upon scenario to scenario. Sometimes there are stocks available, but still they want to purchase it from the vendor. So at that time, the person who is managing the overall purchasing from the perspective will inspect it. If in case he thinks that there are no requirement of ordering the goods from the vendor, he will just reject the purchase order. If in case he approves it, the purchase order will be released. So for the time being, let's assume that purchase order has been created and it has been approved by the production planning team. Okay, so what will happen once the purchase order is saved automatically via IDOC through RFC connection, this order will be transferred to the vendor. Okay, so vendor will get the notification from Sulzer Pumps. Let's suppose Sulzer Pumps is interested in buying some materials from us. So vendor will be initiated. Let's suppose there is a vendor XYZ. So through interface IDOC. Via IDOC or EDI, anything through IDOC, vendor gets the notification. So vendor will do the acknowledgement about your okay. You will receive that vendor has acknowledged your purchase order, and vendor will say like, hey, I'm going to ship the goods on so and so date. Okay, so what happens? Vendor will ship the goods to your storage location or at the plant level. Okay, let's suppose there are 100 quantities of goods which vendor has already shipped, packed and deliver it to your plant. Okay, our plant is 5500. Okay, so this is your plant, and at the doorstep, these goods are now available. Okay, so what the team will do, they will post a Migo transaction, the famous transaction Migo. Migo is nothing but you are accepting the goods from vendor to your store location or the plant level, right?
Right.
Right. So here you will do the goods receipt. Goods receipt nothing but you are accepting the goods from vendor to your plant. Okay. So once the goods have been received, you will post here the Miro document. Nothing but you will do the payment to the vendor, right? So Miro, you might have been posted MR21. Migo, you might have used MI Geo transaction, right? Any doubt in this part? Sometimes they also
So
call
this is
invoice receipt.
right. So this was just to like they will post the Miro first, right? The first the transaction that will happen after the goods are basically received.
Yeah. So see, so it depends now whether vendor wants the immediate payment or vendor said, okay, I will ship the goods, then you can do the payment. Anything can happen. It's what you can say, a collaboration between the organization and the vendor. So if in
Got it.
case, vendor said, okay, if in case you need some materials on the urgent basis, I will ship the goods at your plant location. Once the goods are available, you will just post the Migo document, that is you are accepting the goods receipt. The stock will be taken in to the plant level. Okay, and then you will post the Miro. If in case vendor says, or some, let's suppose there is a new vendors ask you, okay, please post the payment first, then we will ship the goods to your plant location. Anything can happen. It depends upon business to business scenario. Okay, so in Miro document also, before invoice payment, there might be chances that they will do some invoice verification. Okay, so once the invoice verification is done, then you can post the invoice payment and it will hit to the financial accounting document. Okay, same goes with the goods receipt. Once you post the goods receipt, a material document will be generated. Okay, so once the goods are in your plant level or the plant or the storage location level, again these goods will be again going back to the quality team. They will do the quality check. If in case there is some requirement to do some furbishment or some polishing part, then again they will transfer these vendor goods back to the production team. They will do some activity on those materials, and then they will intimate the sales order team or the sales team that, hey, the stock is now in the finished state, you can just deliver it.
Right. Okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
the left hand part.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So continue.
No, I would just say it's just that like this is the first time I went through the whole scenario, so it's like too much to grab. But I think it's very good that you did that. Thank you so much for doing it. It just gives me the whole perspective of how things are flowing.
Yes, definitely. Once you know the whole business mapping, how the end-to-end scenario flows, not from the sales and distribution, but even from the MMPP and FI point of view, then you will be able to easily link. Okay, so from this process, system can jump to this process and so on. Once stock is available, anything can be a straightaway task for anyone to do so. But if in case stock is not available, there are challenges like whether it will go the requirement straight away to the planning team or whether to buy directly from the vendor. So if in case you want to buy it from the vendor, MM team will come into picture. They will create a purchase requisition. From the purchase requisition, purchase order will be created. In purchase order, you will see the Migo and the invoice means GR and IR documents. Okay. And let's suppose if you don't want to buy the goods from the vendor, then there comes this scenario where a plan order will be created through MD04 requirement or through the MRP planning. From the plan order, production order will be created. In production order, you will see the the kind of routing or the kind of list of operations which the production team will do in order to make a raw material into the finished product. Okay, and then they will move the finished good to the quality team. They will do the inspection. Once the quality check has been confirmed, approved, then the quality team will do the posting through MB1C or MB1A or MB1C. There are many transactions. They will store it at the unrestricted use, from where we can just deliver it.
Okay. And
Okay.
then in the scenario of drop shipping, is just that we continue from the purchase requisition part.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So you have picked it absolutely the way I wanted. So there will be some minute checks at the material master level, so that automatically when you enter the material and the quantity, okay, and you save it, automatically the requirement will be transferred to the third party vendor or the plant or the company code level. Automatically a purchase requisition will be created. If you run the ME59 transaction, purchase order will be created. The vendor, the team, the third party team will get the notification. Okay, we have to what you can say, deliver the goods straight away to the end customer. Okay, so at the third party scenario, the goods will, the vendor will not ship it to your plant level. They will automatically deliver it to the end customer. Okay, and they will intimate you, hey, that we have delivered the goods to the end customer. Now we are charging you with the what you can say, the kind of payment which the ordering company will send it to the vendor. And once the transaction between the vendor and the ordering company has been finished, then our team will charge it to the end customer, and so on.
Got it. Got it.
For the time being, I'm not bringing in the third party scenario, because there are some pre-checks for the third party. I don't want to take you directly into the complex scenario. For the time being, this is generic overview how the cycle flows. Okay.
Yeah. So once I start doing the assignments, right, and then I'll practice more. So then, once I have the proper understanding, and once obviously, you can also do a small test for that.
Yes, we can.
Then we'll do the complex scenario.
Correct. We will be doing this mapping. Once the mapping is done entirely, then we will be creating a sales order. We will do the scenario wherein firstly we will do a straight wave scenario, and at the later stage we will do a scenario where we will have no stock available with us, and at that time we will jump in this cycle.
Okay.
Okay.
So for tomorrow, do you have any assignment?
Assignment in the sense, you can go through the Aspero path node. If in case you want to do some define or assignment, you can do it for your own enterprise structure. You can create as what I've created here, and you can just practice.
So Excel sheet is also available in the forum, or
no, this I have not uploaded this
or
Excel.
is it just with you?
I have just used this for the demonstration purpose. If in case you want, I will upload it. No issue.
If you can, then what we can do is that I mean, you don't give me the access of, like, if I have to make an update or something like that, right? It's just like,
yeah, definitely. If in case, or else you can prepare your own Excel. You can share with me, or if in case you have any doubt, you can share your screen and we can resolve the issue at your system also. No issue. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the transactions for the time being. There are a lot of transactions, the standard transactions which will be used. And there is also one path, search menu, I think, search. There is some transaction, standard transaction. I'm not recollecting right now, but from that also you can go, or else you can just go to the main screen in the logistics part, in sales and distribution, master data, business partner, customer. You will see here the transaction for the sales and distribution part.
Okay.
If you just double click, the system will take you to the screen. Okay. If in case you want from the sales and perspective,
That transaction is for what? Like it's for everything, all the T codes?
Not for all, you will have to explore it node by node.
Right, right. Yeah. No, I understand the, the IMG part.
Yeah, MG part. You can grow, you can jump it from here
I
or.
think
Mhm.
there's a setting too that you can enable to see the T codes in front of.
Yes, yes. Uh, since this system is getting refreshed every week,
Right.
in last week I made the node, but now again I have to make it.
Yeah. No, I'm also used to, using the old system layout.
Okay, okay,
This is also a new one for me.
okay, okay.
But
If in case you
so
want, I
let's,
will, yeah, I will
sorry,
share.
go ahead.
If in case you want, I will share the list of transactions, which are required. Meanwhile, I was also preparing one assignment for you. Where is this? Entrance cycle. So here also I'm capturing the transaction. So no need to
Right.
worry.
Okay.
Okay, this is the straightway task or the assignment. Once we complete everything, then you can just use this process to create customers. If in Once we create the customer creation, what you can say session, just try to practice at least 10 to 15 customers on your own, so that you can get
Yeah.
hands-on practice. Same way for the
Yeah.
material master, you can create 10, 20 materials on your own. Again, the customer master info record you can create on your own, and so on.
Yeah. So what I'll do is that, the org structure that you went through, I'll create my own company, all that stuff.
Yes, yes,
And then, I'll move to this part. So I have a bigger
definitely.
assignment for 2 years.
Okay, okay. Okay. Any more
So
doubts?
let's meet tomorrow. No, I think I'm good right now. I'll go through the recording again, obviously, and
Okay,
probably I'll have more questions tomorrow.
okay,
But up till now, the good thing was that you went through the whole scenario. That's something that I will, go through again.
okay.
Uh,
If in case you want
and
me to document it well, I can spend some time here, and I can upload it tomorrow in the morning, IST time.
okay. I mean,
Okay.
you don't really have to document it. It's just that obviously the recording will be uploaded, so I will make notes once I go through recording.
Okay, okay.
But
Yeah,
if
but
you
for your
upload,
future, yeah, but for your future perspective, if in case if I document it well, it will be good for you.
yeah,
Definitely.
for sure, for sure.
Okay, then
Thank you so much.
yeah, no problem. Okay, then no more doubts. Then we can close today's session, and we will meet
Yep.
tomorrow again. So for tomorrow's agenda is uh, we will again explore this stuff, what you can say, the Aspero path stuff, and later on we can jump to the customer creation. Okay.
Okay.
So before customer creation, there are still some assignments which we have to do it, unless and until we will not be able to create a sales order.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So because we have covered the sales part, for shipping and billing, it will come under the Unit 5 and Unit 7 section. I don't want to worry you at this moment. Okay.
No, you can put as much burden as you want because you're the trainer. Give me a hard time.
Yeah, I thought to explain about shipping and billing also in this session, but I thought it's better to focus on sales only as of now. In shipping
Yeah.
section, we will be covering end-to-end parts of the content.
Okay.
Okay.
So tomorrow we'll be going more on the orgs and then the customer master.
Yes, yes. Once we are done with this part, we will jump it here. And one more thing quickly, I forgot to show you one thing. You might know about the transaction EC01. It's a standard SAP transaction which shows organizational object company code. Okay. So you might have remember we have started our enterprise structure right from the company code, right?
Yeah.
So if you just click on the org structure and if you go to navigation part, okay, this is the warning message. You can just continue. Then you can see n number of company codes here, right?
Yeah.
This is the test system, but in the actual server you will find only few. Okay. Just if in case you want to have an overview about what we have created till now, you can do a Control F. You can enter our company code, which was 55 SP. So system populated this thing, right? Number of it 1. If you just double click here, you will find here Sulzarpan USA. If you just double click here, system will take you to the navigation part, what activities we have done so far. So we have created a company, right, with the Sulzarpan USA.
Right. Yeah.
Under this, if you expand, you have created a company code, right? Then under
So it will
control,
only show the SD's area, or it will also show the
complete hierarchy, complete hierarchy, right from the
Nice.
finance to sales to MM and so on.
That's really helpful. That's what I was actually looking for, just to see, go into the system and see the whole hierarchy.
Yes. So here you can explore much more how once you have defined and assigned the enterprise structure, then you can just go through this path and you can just see the entire structure, how you have mapped it. So, let's suppose there are some chances where already the SAP in some organization is already alive in the production. So at that time, if in case you want to quickly go through the org structure, you can use this transaction EC01 to check quickly how the mapping has been done. It's very helpful.
That's really, yeah. Thank you again. So let's meet tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.